Maya and Leo were the best of friends. They loved adventures more than anything else in the world. One sunny afternoon on the 19th of July, they were playing hide-and-seek near the old oak tree at the edge of the park. Leo was counting with his eyes shut tight when Maya spotted something quite unusual. Behind a thick curtain of ivy, she saw a small, rusty gate she had never noticed before. It was almost completely hidden from view, looking as if it had not been opened for a very, very long time. She simply had to see what was behind it. What a splendid discovery. With a gentle push, the old gate creaked open, revealing a breathtaking sight. It was a secret garden, filled with flowers of every color imaginable. Butterflies with wings like stained glass danced in the warm air, and the sweet scent of roses and honeysuckle filled their noses. The grass was soft and green, like a velvet carpet. Maya waved for Leo to come quickly, her eyes wide with wonder. This was not just any garden. It felt magical, a hidden world waiting just for them. It was the sort of place where anything could happen. What a marvelous find. As they stepped inside, a soft meowing sound reached their ears. Peeking out from behind a large rose bush were two of the fluffiest kittens they had ever seen. One was as white as freshly fallen snow, with big, curious blue eyes. The other was a lovely ginger color, like a tiny tiger, with bright green eyes that sparkled with mischief. They were not scared at all. Instead, they trotted right up to Maya and Leo, purring loudly as they rubbed against their legs. The children knelt down, completely charmed by the adorable little creatures. "Hello there," Maya whispered, stroking the white kitten's soft fur. "You are just so sweet." To her absolute astonishment, the kitten looked right up at her and replied in a clear, tiny voice, "Hello, Maya. We are very glad you found our garden. My name is Snowdrop." Leo, who was petting the ginger kitten, nearly jumped back in surprise when it also spoke. "And I'm Marmalade," it chirped happily. "We've been waiting for someone kind like you to come along. We need your help with something terribly important." Snowdrop, the white kitten, led them deeper into the secret garden, her tiny paws making no sound on the soft grass. She took them to an ancient-looking bird bath that stood in the center of a clearing. It was carved from stone and covered in moss. Resting inside the dry basin of the bird bath was a small, shiny bell made of pure gold. It gleamed brightly in the afternoon sun, and tiny, intricate patterns of stars and moons were etched all over its surface. "This is the moonbeam bell," Marmalade explained, his voice suddenly serious and a little bit worried. "It's very, very magical. It chimes only once a year, on the night of the summer solstice," Snowdrop continued, her blue eyes fixed on the precious object. "When it rings, its magic helps all the flowers in this garden bloom beautifully and keeps the garden healthy and safe for another year. It is our most important treasure, and we are its guardians." Maya and Leo stared at the bell, completely fascinated. They could feel a gentle warmth coming from it, a soft hum of power that made the air around it tingle. It was clear that this was no ordinary bell. It was truly a thing of wonder. Just then, a rustling sound came from the branches of a large chestnut tree nearby. Marmalade's ears twitched, and his ginger fur stood on end. "Oh dear," he whispered urgently. "It's them, the squirrel squad." Maya and Leo looked up and saw a group of cheeky-looking squirrels peering down at them. Each squirrel wore a helmet made from an acorn top, and they held sharp little toothpicks as if they were tiny spears. They chattered and squeaked at each other, their beady eyes fixed greedily on the golden bell in the bird bath. They looked like a proper little army. "That's Squeaky Nutkin, their leader," Snowdrop hissed, pointing a paw at a particularly bold squirrel with a bushy tail. "He and his squad want the moonbeam bell for themselves. They think if they ring it whenever they want, it will make all the nuts in the park fall from the trees for them. But they don't understand. If it rings at the wrong time, its magic will fade away forever, and our beautiful garden will wither and die. They try to steal it every single day, and we need brave friends to help us protect it from their mischief." Maya looked at Leo, a determined sparkle in her eyes. She was not going to let a gang of naughty squirrels ruin this magical place. "Don't you worry, Snowdrop and Marmalade," she said bravely. "We won't let them get the bell. We just need a clever plan." Leo, who was very good at thinking up games, had an idea. "Squirrels love to chase things, don't they?" he asked the kittens. "What if we play a game with them? A game so fun they forget all about the bell?" The kittens looked hopeful. It was a splendid idea, much better than fighting. So Leo took a long piece of string from his pocket and tied a big, shiny conker to the end of it. He started to dangle it and swing it around near the chestnut tree. "Look here, Squirrel Squad," he called out in a playful voice. "Who wants to play the Great Conker Chase?" Squeaky Nutkin and his team of rascals couldn't resist. Their eyes, which had been on the bell, now followed the bobbing conker. With a series of excited squeaks, they scrambled down the tree and began chasing the conker all around the clearing, their toothpick spears completely forgotten in the excitement of the game. While Leo kept the squirrels busy and running in circles, Maya worked quickly with the kittens. "We need to find a better hiding place for the bell," she whispered. Snowdrop pointed her paw towards a thick, hollow log that was covered in soft green moss. It was the perfect spot. It was dark and hidden, and the squirrels would never think to look inside it. Working together, Maya carefully lifted the precious golden bell from the bird bath. It felt warm and surprisingly light in her hands. Marmalade helped guide her, making sure she didn't trip over any roots. Gently, Maya placed the moonbeam bell deep inside the hollow log. She then gathered handfuls of soft leaves and moss and carefully covered the entrance, making it look as if it had never been disturbed. It was completely hidden from sight. She stood back and admired their work. You would never know that a magical treasure was tucked away so safely inside. By the time Leo had tired the squirrels out, the bell was secure. The Squirrel Squad, panting and dizzy from all the chasing, had forgotten their mission and scurried back up the tree for a nap. Their plan had worked perfectly. With the moonbeam bell safely hidden and the Squirrel Squad gone, the secret garden felt peaceful once more. The kittens were overjoyed. Snowdrop purred so loudly she sounded like a tiny motor. "Oh, thank you, Maya and Leo," she exclaimed, rubbing against Maya's ankles. "You were so clever. We have been trying to stop those squirrels for weeks, but we never thought to distract them with a game. You are the best friends a kitten could ever ask for." It was lovely to be praised so much for their cleverness. Marmalade did a happy little flip in the air. "You are true heroes of the garden," he declared with a grin. "You saved the moonbeam bell and protected our home. Because of you, the flowers will continue to bloom, and the magic will stay safe for another year." He promised that they could visit the secret garden whenever they wanted. It would be their special place, a world of adventure just for them. Maya and Leo felt a wonderful warmth spread through their chests. It was a marvelous feeling to have helped someone, and to have made such magical new friends. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the grass, Maya and Leo knew it was time to go home. They said their goodbyes to Snowdrop and Marmalade, promising to return the very next day. The kittens waved their paws as the children slipped back through the rusty gate, which creaked softly as it closed behind them. The world outside the garden seemed ordinary now, but Maya and Leo carried a wonderful secret in their hearts. They knew there was a magical place waiting for them, full of adventure and talking kittens. Walking home, they couldn't stop talking about their incredible afternoon. They had discovered a secret garden, met talking kittens, and outsmarted a whole squad of mischievous squirrels. Leo was already thinking of new games to play to keep the squirrels busy, and Maya was wondering what other secrets the garden might hold. Their day had been packed with excitement, and they knew, with a thrill in their hearts, that this was only the beginning. Their next adventure in the secret garden was just around the corner, and they simply could not wait.